Greetings, dear viewers. Welcome to another thrilling episode on House Lux Estate, your reliable hub for enlightening content. Today, we're unraveling a topic that is as intriguing as it is enlightening: the 10 worst human traits. As we journey through this discussion, remember, the goal isn't to point fingers or pass judgment, but rather to foster self-awareness and personal growth. After all, understanding our flaws is the first step to improving ourselves. These traits we'll discuss are ones that often lurk in the shadows of our personalities, subtly influencing our actions and interactions. Unearthing them can offer us a fresh perspective on our actions and guide us towards becoming better versions of ourselves. So, prepare to confront some hard truths, challenge long-held beliefs, and perhaps spark a little introspection. So, brace yourselves as we delve into the countdown of the 10 worst human traits. Starting our countdown at number 10, we have procrastination. Procrastination is the art of delaying or postponing tasks. It's that little whisper in your ear saying, "I'll do it tomorrow." It's a common trait, but one that can be quite detrimental. Imagine, you're given a project at work with a deadline in 2 weeks. Procrastination convinces you that there's plenty of time. Before you know it, the deadline is tomorrow and you're scrambling to meet it. The result? A rushed job, heightened stress, and a potentially damaged reputation. Now let's look at it from a personal perspective. You've always wanted to learn a new language or pick up a new hobby, but with procrastination, these dreams remain just that, dreams. Procrastination hinders growth and can lead to missed opportunities. It's a thief, stealing precious time that we can't get back. Remember, time waits for no one, and neither should you. Coming in at number 9, we have dishonesty, a trait that can stealthily creep into lives and wreak havoc. Dishonesty, in its many forms, from little white lies to grand deceptions, can severely damage relationships, demolish trust, and obliterate credibility. Let's consider an example. Imagine a friend who consistently breaks promises, or a colleague who takes credit for work they didn't do. Over time, these actions erode trust, leading to strained relationships and a tarnished reputation. Now think about the flip side. Honesty, even when it's uncomfortable or difficult, fosters respect, strengthens bonds, and builds credibility. It's the cornerstone of healthy relationships and productive communities. The repercussions of dishonesty, on the other hand, can be long-lasting and far-reaching. It's not just about getting caught in a lie. It's about the damage done to your character and the trust others place in you. So, while it might be tempting to bend the truth now and then, remember, truth indeed remains the best policy. At number 8, we're looking at greed. This trait is defined as an intense and selfish desire for something, especially wealth, power, or food. It's the insatiable need to have more, even when one has enough. Greed can lead to a host of negative outcomes. It can strain relationships, cause stress and anxiety, and even lead to criminal behavior. Consider the story of King Midas, who wished that everything he touched would turn to gold. His greed led to his downfall when his food, drink, and even his beloved daughter turned to gold. This tale is a stark reminder of the destructive potential of greed. On a societal level, greed can lead to economic inequality and social unrest. It's the driving force behind corruption, the exploitation of workers, and environmental degradation. It's a trait that not only harms the individual, but also the society in which they live. Greed, as they say, is indeed a bottomless pit. Coming in at number 7, we have selfishness. Selfishness. It's one of those unsavory traits that can sour relationships and create a hostile environment faster than you can say, me, myself, and I. You see, selfishness isn't just about taking the last slice of pie. It's about consistently prioritizing one's own needs and wants over others, often with little regard for the impact on those around us. Think about that friend who's always late because their time is somehow more valuable, or that colleague who takes credit for your hard work. It's frustrating, isn't it? But here's the thing, while it's natural to look out for number 1, it's crucial to balance this with empathy and altruism. Empathy allows us to understand and share the feelings of others, while altruism prompts us to act in their best interest. By embracing these traits, we can counteract selfishness, fostering healthier relationships and a more harmonious environment. Remember, the world doesn't revolve around one person. Ranking at number 6, we have arrogance. Arrogance, often mistaken for confidence, is an inflated sense of one's own abilities or achievements. It's a trait that can easily sour relationships and create an unnecessary divide between individuals. Picture this: an arrogant person enters a room and instead of seeking to learn or listen, they dominate the conversation, dismiss others' opinions, and generally make it all about themselves. In reality, arrogance is an obstructive force that hinders personal growth. It creates a false sense of superiority and prevents us from seeing our own flaws and areas for improvement. It's like walking around with blinders on, missing out on the rich, diverse perspectives that others can offer. Humility, on the other hand, allows us to be open, learn from others, and continuously grow. It's about recognizing our own limitations and respecting the value that others bring to the table. In the grand scheme of things, arrogance is a short-lived victory. In the end, it's those who embrace humility who truly flourish. Humility, indeed, is the true key to growth. Cruelty takes the 5th spot on our list. A disturbing trait indeed, cruelty is the intentional infliction of physical or psychological pain on others. It's a trait that can cause serious harm and distress, not just to the person on the receiving end, but also to the one perpetrating it. Cruelty can take many forms. It can be as blatant as physical violence or as subtle as a hurtful word. It can be a one-time act or a pattern of abuse. Regardless of the form it takes, its impact is profound and lasting. The antidote to cruelty: kindness and compassion. These two traits have the power to heal, to connect, to uplift. They remind us of our shared humanity and our capacity for goodness. So let's choose kindness over cruelty, compassion over indifference. Because in the end, no matter how dark the night, kindness always wins. Coming in at number 4, we have manipulation. Picture this: a puppeteer pulling the strings, orchestrating movements without the puppet's consent. That's what manipulation looks like in human relationships. It's a trait that seeps into the foundation of trust, corroding it till it crumbles. It's the art of controlling others, often for personal gain, and it can be as subtle as a whisper or as blatant as a shout. Manipulation isn't just about getting what you want, it's about how you go about it. It's the devious cousin of persuasion, wearing a mask of concern while hiding selfish motives. In relationships, it can lead to emotional abuse, leaving scars that are invisible but deeply felt. Examples of manipulation are everywhere, from the friend who guilt trips you into doing them a favor, to the partner who twists your words to their advantage. It's a trait that breeds resentment and erodes trust. To counter manipulation, let's remember this: honesty remains the best approach in relating with others. Taking the 3rd spot on our list, we have hatred. A potent and destructive human trait, hatred can lead to a spiral of negativity, violence, and conflict. It's like a wildfire that can consume the perpetrator and the recipient, leaving nothing but scorched earth in its wake. Consider this: how many wars have been sparked by hatred? How many relationships have been ruined? Hatred can blind us to the humanity of others, leading us to act in ways we might otherwise find unthinkable. But here's the kicker: hatred doesn't just harm the person it's directed at, it also eats away at the person who harbors it. It's a poison that seeps into every aspect of our lives, tainting our perspective and robbing us of peace. The antidote: love, understanding, and tolerance. By choosing love over hate, we not only improve our own lives, but we also make the world a better place. Remember, it's never too late to make that choice. Choose love over hate. At number 2, we have intolerance. Intolerance is the unwillingness to accept views, beliefs, or behavior that differ from one's own. This trait is a significant contributor to conflict and division in society. When we're intolerant, we create barriers that hinder societal growth and development. Think about it. How many of the world's problems stem from a lack of understanding and acceptance of our differences? From wars to social unrest, the ripple effects of intolerance can be devastating. But here's the thing: our differences are what make us unique. They're what make our societies rich and vibrant. By choosing to be open-minded, we learn, we grow, and we enrich our lives. Acceptance isn't about agreeing with everyone or everything. It's about recognizing and respecting our differences. It's about understanding that diversity is not a threat, but a strength. So let's challenge ourselves to be more accepting, more understanding, and more open to the world around us. Embrace diversity, it's the spice of life. And the worst human trait, taking the number 1 spot, is inhumanity. Inhumanity, the complete absence of compassion, empathy, and care for others, is indeed the most destructive trait. It's an unfortunate reality that inhumanity can be found in every corner of our world, from the smallest personal interactions to the largest societal issues. This trait is the root of many societal problems. It fuels wars, fosters discrimination, and perpetuates injustice. It's a trait that allows one person to harm another without feeling any remorse or empathy. It's the lack of understanding that we are all interconnected, that the pain of one is the pain of all. But with every problem comes a solution. And in this case, the antidote to inhumanity is humanity itself. It's the practice of empathy, understanding, and compassion. It's the recognition of the intrinsic worth of every individual. Because at the end of the day, we are all part of the same human family. Humanity should be our race, love should be our religion. There you have it, folks, the 10 worst human traits we should all strive to avoid. We've journeyed through the labyrinth of procrastination, the shadowy corners of dishonesty, and the caverns of greed. We've traversed the treacherous terrain of selfishness and arrogance, witnessed the chilling scenes of cruelty and manipulation, and confronted the dark abyss of hatred and intolerance. And finally, we face the ultimate monster, inhumanity. These are not just words or traits. They are forces that can shape our lives and the world around us in profound ways. It's crucial to recognize these traits within ourselves and understand their negative impacts. But remember, acknowledgement is the first step towards self-improvement. Strive to replace these traits with their positive counterparts: honesty, generosity, humility, kindness, empathy, tolerance, and humanity. The journey to becoming a better person is a continuous one, fueled by self-awareness and growth. Don't forget to subscribe to HouseLux Estate for more enlightening content. Until next time, remember, the key to becoming a better person is self-awareness and continuous growth.